Good morning! We're back up in our irrigated field. We gotta get this thing started and out of here. I got Brock with me this morning. We're putting some fuel in. We got the fuel trailer. We're gonna put in 50 gallons or so, and we're gonna see if we can't get it jump started and running. Let it move. Well, we got a little fuel in there, and we had to nose the truck into the corn a little bit to make our jumper cables reach. But look, we've got a light. A light is a start. Well, it's a beginning of the process. We're gonna hit the engine button and see if it will turn over and start. It might not, but it's beeping, so we got some power. And it was out of fuel, so that might complicate. It might have to turn over a bunch to try and start. But we'll see what happens here. Turning over real slow. Yeah, okay. We're gonna have to let her charge for a little bit. That's all right. That's a start. We're close. We'll get there. Maybe our jump pack would work after a few minutes of charging with the truck. She's alive! Yeah. Well, it's been running for 10 or 15 minutes, sitting here and charging everything up, getting it working good. I sent Brock up to the combine to get the iPad out of there because I need the iPad to control this, and told him to just drive the cart back. So he's just getting back. So we'll disconnect our battery cable and see if it'll stay running, our jumper cable, and try and get it started down its path, and then we'll go start up our air compressor. Seems to be good. I just told it to go. We'll see if it goes. It did. Oh, let's close that quick. Ah! Okay. All right, so we're gonna let that run. It's not putting any water on. We're just running it dry. And we're gonna go start up our air compressor so that it starts blowing that hose out, getting all the water out of the machine. And then we're gonna make it stop at the end of the path that it's on now. When it's there, then we're gonna disconnect the hose from the riser. And we'll let it wind itself back up. So cool. It's moving. Hey, you should probably not leave that there. Huh? Take it back to the combine. Take it back to the combine. Okay. Oh, she's gonna die. Okay, so that's gonna pump air down through our pipe. There's a check valve here, so it can't go that way. And it's gonna push it through our pipe and through our marine machine. And how am I gonna keep this thing running? I let it run for a few minutes there. I'm doing something wrong. All right, well, that air compressor is a little cold-blooded, but we got it running. So I get to be in the combine today, which is fantastic. I'm thrilled about that. Brock's gonna cart for us. My father-in-law, Steve, is up here helping today, and we're gonna let him run trucks. So Phil's gonna stay at the farm and dump trucks, and Steve is just gonna drive. Should have an empty one by the time he gets back, and just keep rotating. So that's today's plan. We'll see how far we get. Stop for lunch here in a little bit. Okay, my iPad's doing rain stuff right now, so we're gonna leave that off for now. It'll fill in later. Looks like we did 32.5 acres in this field yesterday, so we'll see how far we make it across here today. Hopefully get into some of the really good corn. This is some of the sand ridge. This stuff here is, you know, it's the droughtiest ground we have. There's a reason we irrigate this. And even here it's running in the 213, 239. There's, whoa, what the heck just happened? Where'd my map go? Some of it's really good. There's spots that are not so good. We'll talk about it later, but yeah, it's filling back in. You can definitely see that little red streak right under that gray box there. That was one of our check strips. So we've got another one coming up here in a few passes. We'll get to that. We got some Endrows to do along the woods up here, though. Okay, we got those Endrows in front of the woods done here, and we cut a hole so that we can dump on the way up to the trucks. I think the next 24 rows over here is my check strip. Just looking at it, this corn is taller than that corn is. I think that's where the check is. So it'll be interesting to see. This end of the field here is far better than that end of the field. Like right here, it's pretty reasonably good corn. 257, 247, 255, 270s, 260s, like yeah. This is pretty good corn here. When we get up on that end, we're in the low 200s because it's sandier. It's just the way it was. You can see that on the map up here. The dang trees are killing our average, but it's all right. Better corn is all that way. Variable, but pretty good corn. All right, we're gonna jump over to that next pass, and I'm pretty sure, in fact, I'm confident now, that that's in our check strip. I've zoomed in on our map here, and we'll see how starkly it jumps out. You can see this 3 passes up here was also a check, but this one goes all the way across, so it should be more defined. Still good corn here. This is the good end of the field. We'll see when we get up on the sand ridge. I could be off a pass. I don't think so, but I could be. That's in the low 200s. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. This spot right here was where we yield checked it here a month and a half ago, and there's just nothing here. Like, this is the worst of the sand. And you can see right next to it here, we were still in the yellows, but yellow is 160 to 190, light green is 190 to 220. But look at it now. We yield checked it at 105. And that's about what we've got. Showing up red. So, based on this very, very, very preliminary anecdotal evidence of, anecdote, is that right? Anyway, evidence, our irrigation probably picked us up 75 bushel the acre. Somewhere in that ballpark right here. This is the last pass of the non-irrigated strip. And some of it is really good corn. Like, there is some heavy ground in the back here that yielded pretty well, but then it drops off pretty drastically when we get up here. So just show you this for right now. So these two plus the one we're doing now did not get irrigated, and you can see there's a spot there where it was good, but it's generally lower. And then look at what we got up here. Look at on the sand ridge. That's incredible. The next pass is going to be telling. I mean, it's already pretty telling, but the next one over that did get watered is going to be even more telling. 80, 55, 80, 100, 70. This bad corn where we didn't water it, you guys. Well, we got past our check strip over there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I think it worked. I think the irrigation worked. Right there is our 3 passes, 24 rows that we did not irrigate. They do extend all the way through, and granted the difference is not as stark on this end, but that's the heavier ground. It yields better, always, holds moisture better, but there's still a difference there. And then this side did not get watered up here. Drastic difference on the sand ridge. That's why we irrigate this field, because soil types matter. And on this particular field, there's sand that runs north and south on the west side of this field where the more yellow stuff is up here. And the eastern half of it gives more river bottom stuff, and we got a lot more of it to go over here that's going to be much, much better corn. But, yeah, our watering paid. Big time. Our rain machine had stopped, got close to the end here. I think it was, we had some loose wraps. When you have all the water out of it and the hose reel, the hose isn't heavy like it used to be. It doesn't sag like it usually does, and it throws off some of the sensors and stuff here. So unfortunately, the battery had not charged enough to get it to start, so I had to shell out to it a little bit. And we got it restarted and run it out here. Make sure everything's going good. Brock was going back to restart our air compressor up. A little right there. It's a little wet now. Got one up front too. Hopefully we don't get stuck here. That would be just our luck, right? Trying to winterize the dang thing. We get stuck in the mud. Yeah, dragging the drops because the tires are sinking in the mud. Should be all right. Now we're still getting some water out. Brock must have got the air compressor started up. So it's going to go out and it's going to turn and go all the way down because that'll get most of the hose off once it gets down to the corner there. And then we'll make sure it's wrapping good and stuff and get it wound back up. But we got to get it back to its home point so we can shell off through the center there and get this stuff out of the way. Trying to keep it moving. There, starting to turn through the mud. Okay, back in the combine. Now, I am on the wrong side of the hose here, but that's okay. I'm going to shell this pass just on this side of the hose all the way down. That way, if we do have any more trouble on its return trip, we can get to it. Plus, after shelling that sand ridge off, I kind of want to do some of the fun good corn here. Now let's see how good this corn is through here. Give it a second to get loaded and registering. Straight to the upper twos. 300. Yup. I knew there was going to be some better stuff out here. A little pocket here that's not any good, and then it gets better in the back. Again, this is still on the front half. There's still a little bit of sand here. It's when we get back towards the river that it gets really good. Well, our rain machine is going to make it all the way out here. Finally. We're going to let it get all the way done and turn around and come back because then the valve will switch. We're blowing some rusty water out of the last outside drops, but I want to make sure we get some stuff blown through the inside drops too, just to make sure those lines are clear. And then we're going to go back and turn our air compressor off and disconnect the hose at the riser, and then we'll let this wind itself back in. It's also lunchtime or even a little after, so hopefully we can go grab some lunch. We aren't going to have a super productive day today, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, there's the reversal. We got just a little bit of water in those lines. Okay, we need to go turn off the compressor and unhook it. This can stay running the whole time. We don't have to stop this. Basically, if there's any water left in the hose, as it picks it up onto the machine, it's going to run downhill backwards, right? And it will eventually run right out the end of the hose if we disconnect it. If we keep blowing air through it, it may blow it through the machine, or it may just get it stuck in the reel in the loops up there and not completely get it out. Now, we don't have to get it all out. Some water in there freezing will be just fine. But the less we have in there over winter, the better. All right, there, we got our hose disconnected. We'll turn our air compressor on again and see if we can get any more liquid out of here. I sort of doubt it, but we'll see. And any water that comes out the end of that hose is there. We anchored it with the chains just so it doesn't drag it when it's pulling it back in. So, all right, let's go grab some lunch quick and then come back and keep shelling. Let's get back to shelling corn. We got some lunch, so everybody's in a good mood now. We're doing fine. We're getting stuff done. We're just not being super productive today, and it's a little frustrating for me, but it's okay. It will be okay. We're getting closer to the actual good corn out here. We've made it up to the edge of the woods, so we're got a few more endrows to do, and then eventually we're going to have to do the ends back along there and do along the river, which won't be good, but then we're in the good part of the field at least. So once we get a few passes away from these trees, the yield's going to start picking up in the back here. It's already, I mean, oh, there's a deer. It's good back here anyway, but we're getting off of the worst part of that sand ridge in the front of the field and into some of the better ground in the back of the field. Our rain machine has made it home. So that's good. We're going to go back, well, when we get back around this round here, we're going to go over there and disconnect the hose from the chains there and then put it into manual mode and send it down a path that gets it close to where the well is so we can get it out of the field. We might finish these strips here first so it's not driving down my backbone where I'm trying to get through, but that's good. We finally got that wrapped up, so that makes me feel better. Highly variable by soil type up here. Some of this corn is really, really good. Some of it is really, really bad. But that's just what you get when you don't get any rain like we had up here. So I'm really curious to get into some of the other varieties, and as we get south here, see how much better it is. There's spots where this 14B, this 114 day is just, it's It's tall, it's beautiful plants, and it looks awesome. And then there's other spots where it's like this, and this isn't bad corn, right? 230s, 240. Well, now it's down to 215. Some of this is really good. Like it just changes a lot. You can see up there on our map, go from dark green to yellows to greens to reds to oranges, and it's all over. Well, we did get a little water out of that hose, so that's good. I need to get these bolts off. I might have to get my tools. They're in my truck, or maybe some in the combine. Okay, we got our hose disconnected there. I sucked in a little bit extra so that it's right there. Now we're going to send this down path 21 because we want it to end up there by the well. So it's going to come out and walk this way, and then come up and then walk down these Endrows. It might be in the way just a little bit there at some point, but we'll worry about that when we get there. So we're gonna hit change. No, not plan a stop. Cancel. New path. And manual control. Proceed. Yes. Path 21. Check mark. Confirm. And it's gonna go. And I put it in manual control, the hose on the keypad there, so that it doesn't lay the hose down. It just holds it, just like that. So it's just gonna walk itself out. We could manually drive it straight up here, but then I'd have to manually drive it. And this way it'll just go. So we're keeping up pretty well with the trucks and everything today, but we haven't been shelling that hard because I've been messing with that irrigation stuff. My father-in-law, Steve, who helped us last week, was in the combine. He's driving truck for us today. So Phil's just sitting at the farm. Well, maybe he's bringing another truck right now, or maybe that's somebody else. I don't know. Either way, Steve's running the trucks and making the circle, and Phil's dumping them at the farm there. So that is helpful. It'll be really helpful when we get into the longer rows and hopefully better corn over there. Traffic in the cornfields. Well, it's out of my way. It's not out of Brock's way yet. Now that our hose and rain machine are out of the way, we can do the rest of our ends through the middle here. There was a hose laying right down this center row when it was out, so that's why we had to wait on these. So this will open this up, and then we can get, and now we got to go all the way back to the river and do some more Endrows back there. Did a kernel fall?
Any harder than it was.
We're full. But did a kernel fall?
No, it didn't. What can I say? You're one of the best out there.
Thank you. That's all I wanted. He reacted like I was going to spill corn when I stopped there, but nothing fell. We're good. Couldn't make it back to the end on these ends. Well, we're going to get them full this time. Make sure you don't spill any kernels. What's he got on there?
Well, then you might be waiting a little bit.
61,000. We are going to dive in here and cut a hole. We're right on our variety split. So this is the 112 day. That's the 114 day. The 112 is standing better. Let's see what a pass down the middle does, or at least until we can't go any farther and we got to dig a hole out, which is entirely possible. Starting off right. Those were threes there. Back off a little bit here, but yeah, 306. All right, let's go. We found some good corn. Well, I made it to our center lane. I wasn't going to make it up to the road, so I stopped. So we did that pass right through there. 260, 259.9. That's. Well, we've got a hole opened up here, and we've kind of been dumping going both ways because I can't make it from one end of the field to the other. I don't know if we'll continue to do that or not. I'm trying to figure out where the best places in the field are in the back there so that I can segregate out for my corn growers trial. I need one over there and one over here, the 2 different varieties. So you can see it's all green back there. It's really good, but back here seems to be the best of it. So I don't know. I need to go to the north side and do some more over there, I think, but we'll see. We aren't going to set any records out here. Nothing's going to be too outstanding, but we'll try and do them. Try and get them done tomorrow. I might. Yeah, we're going to go back over that way, and then we might jump over that way. There's another variety split. So the background colors of the different varieties, purple, pink, and brown. We might go over to this other split with the brown variety there and open that side of it up. But it's going pretty well. See, I wish it was all like this. This here is really good corn. It's nice and tall and big, healthy plants that are still standing straight. You can see down the rows. Lots of leaf material, and the yield does that. And that's fun. 322, 317. But they're small, patchy areas, and it's the low ground where there was plenty of moisture. Look at that, 330, 350. Yeah, let's have more of that. Oh man, the yield really picked up when we got over here. I mean, look at these. Look at it. It's consistent. This makes you feel better. If you could start with this side of the field, you'd be like, oh man, this is awesome corn. Like, so much better in the good ground. Oh, thank goodness. I was getting a little discouraged there for a while, but this is good. It's going to make everybody feel good. I think we might do one more truckload after this. Actually, I might tell them not to come back. We'll just load the cart up and get it in the morning. I think this one's going to be our last pass. We might have the cart jammed back, clear, full, but we don't really need to. So, yeah, we had a good day. Oh, I should do one more round. Just shy of 100 acres covered in the field. That means we got 70 to go, 75 from here. So doable tomorrow. It'd take a pretty good day to do it, but it is certainly doable. Brock's not going to be here tomorrow, so I'll be back in the cart. Dad'll be in the combine mostly. We are going to do my NCGA entries, though. That's going to take a little bit of time. I'll try and jump in the combine for those. And I think Steve's going to be here for at least part of the day to run trucks again for us, so hopefully we can have another big day and still get a lot done. But yeah, definitely found some good stuff. The average for the field is climbing, but when you have, you know, the first 60 acres or 70 acres of it that is a lot of that stuff, it takes a lot of this stuff to bring it up. So we aren't going to hit 250 average for the field out here, but that's okay. It's still really good corn, and we're going to find some awesome stuff out here. So I do want to move that 360 rain machine out of the field, so we're going to head over and do that. And I got to fire that air compressor back up and blow out the main line now that it's not hooked up to the machine. They're going to come get that air compressor in the morning. So just wanted to make sure we were all done with that and got it all buttoned up. All right, assuming this starts, we're going to start it up and just back it into the grass over there so it's not in the field. It did indeed. Good deal. All right. We just got to drive it by the buttons. Okay. Good deal. That'll work there. We'll put our covers back on and hit the battery disconnect. It'll still be dead in the spring, but, you know, we're probably going to end up putting a new battery in it come the spring. So, okay. Let's see if we can turn this on. I don't think we need to let this run for very long, but a few minutes of some air. Get her warmed up and let her go. Bright lights. Bright lights in your eyes. Sorry, I'll hold the phone up so you don't have to look into the bright lights. We're done for the day. 66 acres is what we ended up doing up there, which was a lot of corn. I think Phil said 14 truckloads, plus there's most of one on the cart up there. So for screwing around with that irrigation stuff, well, it's not a bad day, right? But yeah, we got that done, which is good. I'm happy to have that all wrapped up and out of the field and more or less winterized, we'll have to do some maintenance to it in the spring next year. And obviously we got to do all the oil changes and filters and all that stuff, but I think it needs a new drive chain on that traverser and a few other things. So it's sort of a high hour machine. That's something that we put a lot of hours on in a year, and we put over 1,500 hours on it this year. So we're going to have some maintenance on it. Tomorrow we'll get back up there. We're going to do our NCGA entries. We're going to shell a lot of corn. I'm going to run grain carts. And we'll see if we can't finish that. It's going to take a heck of a day to finish it. We got over 70 acres to do, so I don't know if we'll get there or not, but throw Dad in the combine and I can run grain cart, and we'll have plenty of help to get stuff done. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you tomorrow. Except for him. He's not coming tomorrow.
Yep. I got to work my real job.
Uh-huh. Our job's more fun.
It is fun now.
Okay.
It's a fun field.
Yeah. See? All right. See you guys.